Hey guys, Pat from Aeroflow Performance. We've just had a phone call from Adam at Just Engine Management. He's heard all the buzz about the boosted by Aeroflow turbochargers and he's keen to get one on his Sprinter. So today we're going to go through a couple of options, some sizing and the technical aspects of our range. Adam's changing to something that's a little bit more responsive, a little bit more streetable, something that's not going to make all its horsepower right in the top end of the RPM range. So for that reason, we're going to select a boosted 54-55. This is a mid-frame turbo, but it's on the smaller side of the compressor wheel, while still having a large enough turbine wheel that it's not going to cause any back pressure issues once we head towards 30 pounds of boost. Now, some of the features on this turbo, we've got the Gen 2 style billet front wheel. To the boosted range now is this point milled front compressor wheel. So as you can see, the CNC machining is both on the front and the back, and the main benefit of that is improved aerodynamics, and we've seen up to around 10% increase in flow and performance. One of the other aspects that we like on the 54-55 is, of course, ball bearing, which gives us that better response and much smoother operation. So transient boost, so when you're on and off the throttle, seems to be a little bit more progressive and a little bit smoother. So in addition to the turbocharger, we're also going to supply a wastegate that Aeroflow Performance have recently introduced to the range. For the engine size, the turbo size, and the boost control levels that we're after, we're going to recommend the 44mm wastegate. So some of the features of the 44mm wastegate include not only a super alloy Inconel forged base, but also water cooling ports. So when you're talking endurance racing, high load, you'll get an extreme amount of heat. So if we can run the water through these ports, you increase the life of the diaphragm and also the consistency of the operation of the wastegate. Okay guys, so now we've gone over the products we're going to supply to Adam at Just Engine Management for his Sprinter. Why don't we head down to the workshop, we can get it all fitted up and make some dyno runs.
Hi, I'm Adam from Just Engine Management in Ingleburn, Sydney, Australia. Started out as a dyno tuning shop, and from there we expanded into a mechanical workshop specialising in JDM cars, so all your Skylines and 200SXs and WRXs and Evos and Supras and all these kinds of cars are our favourite cars that we love and work on. Been in business officially since December 2003. And today I'm here with my Toyota Sprinter AE86 with the SR20 DET engine in there with a GT3582 turbo that I've been running on it for the last few years. It's a little bit laggy, currently making just under 350 to 400 kilowatts depending on my boost setting. I've had this car for about 8 years now. First Sprinter, I bought it back in 2000, so about 20 years ago. I really love the Sprinters, what can I tell you? Like, they're a nice, light, well-balanced car. They're a lot of fun on the street. They're good on fuel because they're light as well. The handling, everything. And in today's day and age, after driving around in Skylines and 200s and Rexys and all the modern day cool cars, there's just something about this thing when I jump in it. You know, it's got the extra rattle, you can hear the road noise a bit more. It's really twitchy, really nimble. You take it through the corners. It's just, yeah, I just love this car. Like, it's so much fun. This car for me is primarily as a street car. I like taking it out on the weekends, driving the kids to school, driving it to work. My old mate Dale was selling this engine from his S15, and that was one that we built for him a fair few years ago. I ended up buying it back off him, and yeah, got the mount kit from KE Conversions. And the engine just bolted straight in there with their conversion kit and sits perfect like it's meant to be there. Computer-wise, Haltech, of course. I've been running Haltech engine management systems since the 90s and still my favourite ECU. And now with the SR, going to the SR, like going from a 4A 1.6 litre that's running massive boost and revving to 8,800 RPM to a 2 litre, which obviously has a lot more torque down low. Doesn't quite rev as hard, but I do enjoy the all-round grunt. I do enjoy the torque of the SR. Obviously we love SRs because we're crazy about our 200s. I grew up on Toyotas, but just the value of the Nissans, like the ability to extract power out of them relatively cheaply, and yeah, that's why now pretty much a Nissan boy as well. So why not join the two? You get a good Toyota and a good Nissan engine, join it together. Everyone always pays out on me now because I got rid of the 4A, but don't worry, I'll go back to a 4A again one day or something else Toyota. So I decided to get rid of my old dinosaur GT3582 and upgrade it or downgrade it. It's a smaller turbo, it depends how you look at it. I went with the boosted 5455. So once I received the turbo, we knocked the housings off, had a look inside it, tried to look at the machine work, and we couldn't fault it. The quality is exceptional. I was really confident by that point to put it on my own car, which we have done so. We did a before power run just as a compare last week with the old turbo, and now with the 5455.
Adam, so we can see a couple of different tunes here, the before and the after with the previous turbo and the new boosted 5455. Can you explain a little bit about the two different tunes and a little bit background on the tunes as well?
So you can see here on the dyno graph that there's two coloured lines. So we've got the blue line and the red line. The blue one is with the old turbo, which was a GT3582 turbo, Garrett with a 0.82 open rear housing. And the red curves that you can see is from the new boosted turbo 5455. It definitely exceeded my expectations. So we ended up with 415 kilowatts at 32 PSI. And yeah, my goal was to make 400, and yeah, 415 comfortably. There's still more in it. So from what I can see, the technology that they've applied to this turbocharger has allowed it to make the power that it's making. After our own testing, I'd have to honestly say that I'm impressed with the response, impressed with the power, impressed with the quality. And to say that for the price it's good isn't even a fair statement, because as a product and for that size turbocharger and the power and what it's doing, it's fantastic. So I look forward to using more in the near future, and I'll definitely be recommending them to my customers. Sounds like it's got a bit more of a whistle than the old turbo as well. So, and plus with the added response, yeah, it's going to be absolutely sensational to drive. So I can't wait. Maybe you can look for it on YouTube. We're on the Just Engine Management page. We'll do some in-car videos of it so you can hear the turbo in action and see how this thing, little pocket rocket, goes on the road. I'm Adam Neish. Good night. I'd like to give a shout out to Sophia, Zaid and Mohammed. Love you guys, and Zara.